What is up, everyone? I'm going to be showing you a Nocturne jungle in this video, and I'm going to be showing you my one-shot build that I think it's really broken. And generally the build that I really enjoy doing because it doesn't rely on the E-Fear, but instead of just bursting people with the lethality items. For starters, I like Halo Blades. This is my rune setup. I like the attack speed plus cut down because I think it's really OP right now. Also for items, what I like to go into is the Profane Hydra. I think the Profane Hydra is extremely good. And a very broken item that I highly recommend if you're going to go this build. For boots, CDR boots is just by far, the most ideal for you to go. And second item, you can go into like Axiom, you can go into Eclipse, but generally you're going to be itemizing into Lethality. So I'm against Briar Jungle this game, and generally Nocturne is actually really good into Briar Jungle. You want to pick Nocturne when you feel like you can just kind of get away with, just kind of like power farming without having to gank and influence lanes. You're able to kind of get that kind of value of just having security in the early game where I don't really have to do much, then it's really good. So Nocturne against full clear junglers is always a really good thing. As long as you're not getting like invaded and cheese, it's really good. So here we start Q level 1 and W level 2. You just want to kind of like auto and just kind of move a bit with your Q. Important things to remember with your Q is always kind of Q in the direction you're going to be going. So here I'm going to wait a bit and use my passive to kind of one-shot everything. Your passive is really good for a jungle clear, and you can always watch the cooldown. It goes down by, I believe, around 4 seconds when you're autoing a jungle champion or a monster. And also heals you, so it's good for, when you're doing void reps as well. So here top is getting volley bared, and I might not do anything as this over. If that was a free kill, maybe I would have gone there, but ideally, you're going to be... You really have to play for yourself, so that's like what I'm going to be doing. Even though there's a lot of opportunities everywhere for me, I'm just going to play for myself. And honestly, in this jungle meta, it's really the best thing you can be doing is always kind of play for yourself. It's really not bad to just be like, gank after full clear. Full clear gank is a really good and really strong strategy that I generally recommend for a lot of junglers, especially neuro junglers. Just full clear and then gank after. A lot of people don't know when it's good to gank and when it's bad to gank. But I can guarantee you it's never bad to gank after full clearing. Even if you die, it's still worth it. So just have that mentality when you're jungling, especially on champ like Nocturne. Just get that full clear down and then look for the ganks afterwards. Sometimes it's harder, but it really depends on like what your game plan is. So here I know it's warded here, Bard warded. I know Briar is most likely pathing up. So instead of going through the ward, I'm just going to go this way so I can kind of avoid the ward. Most likely Briar would be on top grass. So what I'm going to do is push the crab up here and just kind of like ping my team to let them know that, yeah, Briar is probably up here. So you be a bit careful. I could go for a gank. I could just base as well. What I think is Briar, whenever the enemy jungler gets the top crab here, sometimes they look to try to fight around, mid lane, right? So me being in the mid area is really beneficial in this situation. And because I started Raptors, you know what? She started Raptors as well. So what I can do is ward and try to steal her Raptors. The camp will always respawn at 4 minutes. So that's something you can always play forward. So here I'm going to be able to snipe it real quick. And if Briar bases, she might come here. But most likely she's probably in top side or even potentially in my top side. So I cleared her Raptors out. I don't want to play for the Krugs. It's really dangerous. So what we want to do here is actually look for Briar now. So now I want to see if Briar is on my Raptors. Because if she's on my Raptors, she might be going for my Krugs, and that's something we can actually punish. But it looks like she's not here. We have a ward here. We see her. Ping, ping, ping. Guys, a good habit is to just ping when, you see them, right? Like, if I see the Briar there, I just have to let my team know, right? Like, it's just dangerous. Here, I could maybe look for a play. I think it's actually quite good if he baits Briar here. Go on this knock timer, maybe not. Not me. That's just a really solid base timer here. I'm gonna probably help him push in and probably look to base as well. He's in one-shot auto range. I'm gonna get the kill and just get out. It's a really good early game for us. Really solid early game. I see Briar, she's sort of lurking, so I'm just going to respect it and base somewhere where I feel I could just outrun her. So here I have a plant, so I'm just going to hit the plant and then base. So if she's chasing me, I would see her here. If not, then okay, we're good to go. That's a really good early game. I mean, Heimer, if we can just get the auto off, it's really ideal for us. So here I think about what items do I want. I'm going to just start to think about it and just go for, you know, I'm just going to think, what do I really want? And I just, generally early game, you can go for like a Tiamat early if you like. Or you can just go for like all the attack damage components of the Propane Hydra. Tier 1 boots, you don't have to go ability haste early. I think it depends on your buy, right? But like ideally, don't just go Tiamat or don't just go ability based haste boots unless you have a good amount of like AD behind it. So here I think Briar is actually going to be on the grubbies. That's a problem. But I think Volibear, if he doesn't rotate, we can do something here. So I just want to peek and see if she's on it or not. So here we can see here. We have a really good buy here. Oh my god, that damage by Volibear. Get the bear, man. Get the bear. Hopefully he can get the kill. Secure. QE should be... Okay. Okay. I mean, Halo Blade's also, you know, really good page for us. Really high damage. I do want to go back there right away. Not having the Gwen there, I mean, it's just unfortunate. If I was able to sort of, you know, get the damage on... If I was able to one-shot Briar, it would have been a really good play. It's still not bad, but I would run to the crab really fast. Like what we talked about, our buy is really strong, right? We're heavy in 80. Really strong, good buy early game. So we just want to make sure we utilize that. Here I'm going to play for the one grub. And after that, we're going to play for, you know, just the jungle camps. And if the Briar's not here, you can sort of have like a guessing game of where, you know, like where would the Briar be if she's not, you know, in this area? Well, she's probably in her bot side, right? It's just common denominator. There's not many places she can be. So if I see Gromp is up, okay, it means Briar went bot side. She could be in her red buff area. She could be doing dragon, right? But she's definitely not here because it just isn't possible for her to be here. So we're going to play with this information in mind. And now here's a 6 timer. So how do we want it 6? Well, we always want to go for someone, especially if someone who flashes like a Heimer. And we just want to go when it's good for us. We always start with Q. I always want to kill this thing here, this little baby thing. Here they're actually on dragon, so we can always scoot our booty over and just play for this. We have Halo Blades. They're definitely going to be trapped in this area. Should spell shield that. And even though I don't have smite, I mean, it was just a free play. Like this Briar is just, you know, she's not playing with her brain, right? Like that's what I'm saying. You guys have to start playing a bit with your brain, not so much your body, but your brain. Your brain is superior. Your brain is the true one advantage you're going to have over everyone in your ranked games, right? Your brain is just absolutely essential for, you know, pretty much what you want to do. You have to utilize your brain. Here I'm just kind of like farming till I feel like I have either my base timing, which is, you know, this item thing, or I just think I have to base now because, well, it's going to take too long. It would take too long for me to farm for my item, but this is such a core item. It's such a strong item buy. If I just get this gold, it's super good to be greedy here, right? So I want you to be greedy here. And once you get enough, you just base, right? This 25 gold base, you can wait and base for it. Walking here to here might take too long, so it's not worth it. Waiting 2 seconds here is really good. So it's a perfect base timer. It's what we, you know, we play for this. Here we goes Q in the direction we're going. The movement speed is really good. And yeah, I really like to go like, you know, one-shot build. I find it more enjoyable as a Nocturne. It's really good and easy to carry. Plus, you know, there's a lot of things you can be doing. Spell shield, you know, rest attack, Propane Hydra. She's obviously greedy, or she's griefing because, you know, I'm obviously superior in every way possible. But don't get ahead of yourself, like just because she's trolling. Jungle, you know, it's a position where the other roles can just be, you know, superior to you. Even though I'm doing really well, their jungler's doing poorly. My team can do really bad while I'm carrying, so I always have to keep my head in the game. What I want to do is just make sure, continuously farming, doing good plays, right? Like I want to make a good plays happen. Volibear ulting him from here is not good, right? I need him to commit. I need to see him ulti or something crazy, right? I need a commitment, if you will. You know, that's much, much better. I could play for some plates here, but Also think I don't really need to, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to play for jungle. They're going for bot play. So if you end up seeing the jungle in a situation in the bot side like that, okay, so how do we react, right? How you react is really important. It's how you should be, it's how your habits are built. So we always react by checking their opposite side jungle. So in this situation, I check the top side jungle. And well, would you look at that? Her jungle's up. You take it, right? This situation, I'm a very fast farming jungler. I always like warding this area. I will always, you know, check this and try to take this camp as well if it's up. This is not a good ulti. You know, when you're sort of in the dominant position as Nocturne, you don't really want to ulti just because, you know, it's like, you don't want to take dangerous Rs, right? You need to be a little patient for really good ulti timers. So it's generally what you kind of want to play for. Here I could wait for Briar. I could also just start the Void Grubs, and I'll have my ulti up for the Grubs. I have really good vision, so I know exactly like what would happen here. And you always want to stack them up here and just use your Propane Hydra whenever you can. Here I have my R ready to go, so I'm just going to finish the, you know, always, if you can finish the objective, just do it fast. And then right after that, you can just do whatever you want. Here I'm just going to keep watching how they react and maybe look for an ult here. W spell shield, go on this timer. E the Briar because I want to kind of get the fear off. Maybe get this bar too, we'll see. I do have an auto attack ready for him. And yeah, really solid plays by us. Here, obviously a base timer. There's not much else for us to do. This is where I would build, you know, more into, you know, if I need Merc Trez, I might go Merc Trez. This game, it's okay, but you want to be really, you know, greedy, you can go this. And generally, I just like going, you know, Axiom Arc. And it's a really one-shot build, right? It's a really heavy scaling build that's just extremely broken. Then after that, you go into pretty much assassin items. So it's going to be a Grudge, Maul, pretty much Grudge, Maul, and like Death Stance. That's like pretty much the build, right? It's really strong, really broken. I highly recommend. If you play Nocturne, you got to try this build. Very, very broken. Team is fighting bot side, but I'm going to let them see if they can actually duel it out there. If they win the fight, that's good. If not, I'm going to play around my R, right? So a big thing always, you always kind of want to play around your, you know, your ulti pretty much. Like your R cooldown is extremely important. So like if your R is down, you generally should just be farming. So if your R is up, okay, you can look for something, but if your R is down, then you should play it kind of like towards farming. My R is going to be up in 5 seconds. Okay, so if my R is coming up, what do we want to be doing? We want to look for some, you know, aggressive stuff, right? We can look for some more aggressive plays after. So here I'm obviously just letting my team kind of die because, like, well, it's not about them, it's about me. And here I have an R, but R for one person is really not that worth it. My R I want it to be like for Dragon, right? Like for the objective, for the fight. Also, blue trinket's really good. I should have switched earlier. Here always kind of Q as you're moving. I'm gonna R if I see something like very easy. If nothing, we just kind of go for the play. That's like very simply around us. I don't mind R'ing Volibear here. Just here. Save your Propane Hydra when they get low, just to help you burst down people. And also mana is a problem on Nocturne. Since I was fighting outside the jungle, my mana is pretty much gone, so I can't really continue chasing. So always think about, you know, if your mana is really low. Nocturne has terrible base mana, but he has really good mana regen. So if you just stay, you know, in the jungle, you're going to regen a lot of mana back. And from here, I don't really have R. There isn't really much else for me to do. I'm just going to farm and, you know, do the blue and just look for a reset. And, you know, this build's really good at killing pretty much. Like, the Volibear, you saw that. Like, I didn't kill him that fast, right? He's a tank. It's obviously doing the Inori build, too. He's a tank. You're not going to kill him that fast. But squishies are your target, right? Like, if I'm going in at the initial part of the fight, what am I looking for is pretty much, you know, a squishy champion. Blue trinket, remember we switched to blue. So my core targets are Caitlyn, Heimerdinger, Briar. Those three are my, you know, my primary targets, right? So always want to think about who are your primary targets when you're going in as a Nocturne. And just remember that as you're playing it. Hmm. Gwen could win that fight. She loses it. It's okay. She wins it. Wow. My hero. Enemy team give up the full build. I'll show it here. Hope you guys liked that video though. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Good luck on the Nocturne climb.